Sometimes I notice how something has to disappear for something else to function. Not in a dramatic way, not violently, just quietly stepping aside. Like breath leaving the lungs so the next breath can arrive. Like sleep erasing the day without asking permission. There's an intelligence in that giving up that doesn't feel moral or emotional. It feels structural, circulatory. As if life itself is constantly offering parts of itself back into a larger movement so that continuity can remain uninterrupted. I might be wrong, but the more I notice it, the less it feels like loss, and the more it feels like physics. The Aitareya seems to stand exactly there. Not in the world of gods as personalities, and not yet in the world of inner silence, but in the mechanics of how reality sustains itself through exchange, through offering, through participation. Sacrifice here doesn't feel symbolic. It doesn't feel devotional. It feels operational, as if the universe only stays coherent because something is always being transformed into something else. Heat into motion, food into thought, attention into meaning. Nothing stays static for long, and when it does, things begin to decay. The Brāhmaṇa doesn't explain this as a belief. It almost assumes it as obvious, like gravity, like cause and effect, like entropy quietly unfolding. What unsettles me is how impersonal it all feels. The fire doesn't care who offers into it. The process doesn't pause for intention. The act works because the structure works. When the offering aligns with the pattern, something flows. When it twists, friction appears. Not punishment, just resistance. And that feels strangely modern, almost scientific, like systems theory, dressed in ancient language, like thermodynamics whispered through rich. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. And the Atharvaveda seems to live inside that realization, long before equations existed to say it out loud. I keep thinking about the human body while sitting with this text, how cells are constantly dying so others can live, how the immune system sacrifices healthy cells if it senses imbalance, how the brain prunes neural pathways we no longer use. There is no sentimentality in biology, only efficiency, only flow. And maybe sacrifice was never meant to be emotional or moral in the first place. Maybe it was always a recognition of how systems stay alive by not clinging to their own components, by allowing circulation rather than accumulation. The unsettling part comes quietly. If sacrifice is structural, not ethical, then where does the doer fit? Who exactly is offering what?